if you want to be an A player, bring initiative to the table, bring support for your colleagues, be responsible, take accountability for the things that you know how to do, for your strengths and your weaknesses. It's about self-awareness, nurturing other people's success just as much as yours. It's about being a team player. That's what makes you a leader. Being a leader is being the best team player. All right. Today I want to talk about A players. And some people in the business industry refer to A players as FWs, and swearing warning, I guess. FW stands for fucking winner. I've seen this terminology, like this A player terminology, like constantly being used to describe like the important people of a company, the people who like being challenged, who they don't make excuses, they just get the work done, they find a way, they're independent, they have initiative. And so the the more I really like the business, uh not necessarily the gurus on YouTube, but like the people that tend to give like the good side of the business advice on YouTube. And a lot of them often refer to these A players, that they're looking for A players in their companies, that's the key, that people are the key, but A players, fucking winners, those are the people that you want to hire. And so today, I want to read an article because I want to educate myself more on this, and I want to, improve myself. And I don't know if anyone watches this and it helps you become an A player and sort of measure yourself against this criteria, then that's why I'm reading about it. So it's an article by Global Logic, a Hitachi group company, and it's called "What's an A Player?" Steve Jobs used to say, to the point that we all got sick of hearing it: A players attract A players, B players attract C players. This was in the context of making each new hire count, from the most junior to the most senior, regardless of role. I think that's actually really interesting. And this is by author Dr. Jim Walsh. So this isn't my article or anything. I don't work for Global Logic. I'm just trying to, educate myself on A players so that when it comes to the time of getting hired, hopefully, I have more of the characteristics. I can focus on developing the characteristics of an A player. Archived. When I was at the Next Software in the mid 1990s, Steve Jobs used to say, to the point we all got sick of hearing it: A players attract A players, B players attract C players. This was in the context of making each new hire count, from the most junior to the most senior, regardless of role. A couple of years ago, I ran into one of our former IT desktop support people who had worked with me at Next. After Apple, this guy had subsequently became the founder and CMO of a successful startup, cashed out, and is now wealthy and working as a high-powered marketing consultant in Silicon Valley. This is the guy who, fresh out of school, used to fix the network connections on our desktops. Of course, everyone's I like that in business. They always have these what are they called? Like underdog kind of stories. Like every major business story is like this guy started eating shit and now he's like at the top. Like I don't know. It's kind of a cliche, but it's always interesting to see those stories. They're very motivating for us, people that are starting out, for us young and hungry. Okay, so here we go. An A player is one who excels at his or her current job and is always hungry to learn and do more. They are highly intelligent self-starters, never make excuses, and always find a way to get the job done. They never quit. When they make mistakes, they might kick themselves briefly, but mostly they learn and don't make the same mistake ever again. As I like to tell my teams, it's okay to make mistakes. If you don't make mistakes, you aren't learning. Just don't make the same mistake repeatedly. I want you to go out and make some new mistakes. You can be an A player right out of school or as a veteran engineer or VP. It's not a question of years of experience or current knowledge. It's a question of attitude and focus. Yeah, this is something that I think about as I meet hiring managers and employers that I feel like a lot of the times they're just looking for someone who's gonna take charge, someone that they don't have to, not that they don't have to train you, but that they don't have to be constantly on top of you. As a general rule, I found that you're better off hiring A players who can learn than B or C people who already know. Sometimes you have no choice but to hire for knowledge. However, in those cases, when building a team, you're better off using these people as consultants or educators rather than as team members. Your go forward team should consist of A players. I'm not talking about firing people for failure. In my experience, 9 times out of 10, this is a mistake. Being an A player is not about constant success. It's about how you respond to setbacks and even failure. An A player learns, adjusts, and tries again until they do succeed. That being said, you can be an A player in the wrong role. That doesn't make you any less of an A player. It means that you or your manager, who you've hopefully picked to be an A player yourself, has some work to do to get you in the right place. A surprising fact, A players don't necessarily cost any more to hire than B players, as Steve Jobs implied. An A player will be attracted to working with other A players, learning and growing by doing interesting work and being on the best possible team is their principal motivation. They certainly don't want to be unfairly paid, but once the money is taken care of, the quality of the work and their ability to learn from the other A players around them is what matters. This is that right there. That's very interesting because that's very true. And it's not only that these A players, so called, that they just it's not just about work output, it's about personality traits. A lot of people who are quote unquote A players, they're not just A players because they can get the work done. They're A players because they nurture the success of the people around them. The problem with B and C players is that they're often insecure about their ability to do things. And so they rely on bringing other people down for them to look better. They want to be A players, so they try and pretend, and they try to push other people down so that they seem like they're a better fit than they actually are. The difference is that the A player will say, these are my strengths, these are my weaknesses, and I'm here to learn. And I am, I'm all for the success of the others. Being an A player, I feel like, is more of the attitude that you take towards, not having the traits of jealousy when other people are doing good, of nurturing other people's success just as much as yours. I feel like that's an essential, characteristic that makes you a leader, because if you can't handle other people doing good things because you feel like that makes you lesser in your company, then you can never be a leader. There's no way that you can ever bring the best out of other people if you're not allowing them to be better than you in other aspects of the workplace. What it does cost you to assemble an A team is time, energy, and the willingness. You could call it ruthlessness to do so. Being so selective is hard work. However, as the world has seen from the next people and technology that contributed to the success of Apple, including Steve Jobs himself, the payoff can be almost beyond belief. And that's pretty much the end of the article. I mean, if you want to be an A player, bring initiative to the table, bring support for your colleagues, bring, be responsible, take accountability for the things that you know how to do, for your strengths and your weaknesses. It's about self-awareness. It's about nurturing other people's success just as much as yours. It's about being a team player. That's what makes you a leader. Being a leader is being the best team player. Yeah, that was How to Be an A Player, or What's an A Player by Global Logic. It's a great article, short and sweet. And so, well, at least that's what this company is looking for in A players. So thank you very much for listening. That's it.